It's time for Posting Perspectives. We're always eager to hear from you, so we do not do the talking alone. You know, it's a conversation. You talk, I talk. So we've talked. It's time for you to talk as well. We have handled a lot of issues here on the front burners today, beginning from news analysis, when our first story was about Nigeria reclaiming position as Africa's largest economy, and contributions online regarding that from you and others. Justice Omodiagbe says, if ever negative news can be amplified, then this is worth celebrating. We are getting out of the woods soon. Sounds very optimistic. And then Michael Thomas says, the per capita income is terrible. I know the president has set his target on $1 trillion economy in the next couple of years, but that's still not enough. Due to our population, the government must do more. And then Ukegbu John says, largest economy with the highest inflation and 36th world most corrupt nation. NOA is not a serious agency. Ordinary Rwanda is enjoying a better inflation rate, and all we hear is largest economy. How many companies shut down under the current administration? Okay, we'll take just one more from that, and then we'll push it on to the anchors. Nigeria is from Akerejo says, Nigeria's reclaiming of the top spot on Africa's largest economy highlights the impact of recent macroeconomic reforms and improved forex policies, but with a per capita income of just $2.20. Challenges like inflation, unemployment, and income inequality remain critical issues. Pri, you also had a view that when we talk about the tax reform bill, that the 800,000 naira annual income was way too low. And now the report that says Nigeria has reclaimed position as largest economy in Africa says that per capita income in Nigeria is $2.20. What's your take on this? Do you agree with those who are saying the report has not actually translated in the betterment of well-being for Nigerians and expecting more to be done, while some also celebrate that it's good news, we're getting out of the woods soon?
Well, it's quite laudable that at the moment we're in $450 billion as a GDP, while South Africa, we're like $90 billion ahead of South Africa. Egypt is about $300 billion. In fact, Algeria is $170 billion. That's not even the case. The case is, if you look at the European Union, some countries in the European Union, their GDP is not even up to what Nigeria has currently. Some are so way low, about $200 billion. Some of them even $163 billion. And I saw it in the chart and I was surprised. Well, we're doing good in that aspect, but until we begin to see a translation of those figures that we banded to reflect in the lives of Nigerians, in the purchasing power of Nigerians, in the economy where we have many investors through the FDI vehicle coming to our country to invest and to suck up the unemployed people in the market and invest in, where we can have plants and manufacturing hubs in the country where we put value into our raw materials and not giving out our raw materials on its own, then I can say, yes, we're standing on the right footing.
Okay, quickly to the World Radio Day conversation. Naim Karoli Baba fan says, radio has been a timeless companion, bridging distance and connecting hearts through the power of sound. Happy World Radio Day. Yes, on behalf of the Isle 104.9 FM, we say thank you. And moving on, Ike Oshino says, well said, sir. I think radio is going to eventually make way for podcast. Really? Okay. See, Governor says, okay, see, Governor's comment is on tax, but let's attend to radio. So, Ike Oshino says, radio is going to eventually give way for podcast. Do you think that's going to happen?
Well, that will not happen. Yes, technology is evolving, and we must also understand that really more people listen to radio right now driving vehicles than they even do sitting down at home. And yes, of course, technology has tried to actually put television on the steering, on the vehicles, but it's always at the back of the seat. The driver can't listen to it. It's just to entertain passenger. And to that very extent, radio is not giving any way soon. It will still remain relevant. It has come to stay. It's even also embracing technology, going online right now, and people can find them on go. And one beautiful thing that I has done is also to sync itself with Souk television, and therefore we can actually see radio on television. And so radio is evolving, it's not going anywhere, and podcast is not taking over radio.
Okay. On the tax issue, the new tax bill has passed on to the second reading at the House of Rep. We talked about that earlier on, and Governor says tax and tax. I would prefer to see more of government policies to impact and development, massive production avenues first. Then you can tax the wealth coming from these viable businesses. Hashtag the front burners. And also, Gladys Godwin was talking about investment. Before we get on to investment, the tax bill, Governor says he prefers to see more of government policies to impact and develop massive production avenues first before they are taxing the people. But government also needs tax as revenue.
Okay, I remember when I spoke with Professor Kabir, who was a former commissioner in Kano State, when he was actually giving his perspective about the tax reform bill. He was quite not happy that a larger chunk of the people in society who are earning less currently as we speak would not be included in the taxing system. So if government needs money, one way we should sell the tax concept to the people is not trying to let them know that government actually needed funds to operate, yes, but that government is using it as a strategy to develop revenue or to increase their revenue, but that they have a responsibility in the development and advancement of their country, and that government may not tax them commensurate with their income, but it could make them responsible to make them pay as little as 100 naira. So let's assume about 100 million people or 80 million people or even 15 million people will be exempted from tax by way of government policy. But you are able to give them orientation and speak to them that, look, in the development of your country, you are a stakeholder. You need to be a responsible citizen by paying, even if it's something as cheap as 100 naira, which they feel every Nigerian can pay, and you make them pay. They will have a stake and they will operate with a sense of responsibility, even when they look at public facilities that are provided by the government in their own vicinity and in their own society, to make sure they play a very critical role to sustaining development. I think government should look at that.
Okay, sir, we'll touch on one last issue, and that's, okay, let's look at what NLC is asking, that Nigerians boycott telco services from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day. And they're starting today, Thursday, which is when they expect Nigerians to do this. So Ike Oshinowo says, give me a minute to get to Ike Oshinowo's comment. So he says, the message is clear and well advised. Now, NSA should sit down. 50% tariff hike. Okay, what does he expect NLC to do? If they said that you should boycott telecom services, you said the message is clear, and you're also asking NLC to sit down. Like, that's another way of saying, forget about it. NLC and 50% tariff hike, and they call for Nigerians to actually boycott telecom services.
Well, I think in every democracy, protest is a right that people have, and they have to express their views concerning some certain things. But I just think that it's not one-sided. I really wish that it's telco that's actually protesting right now to say, well, we can't do business, we need to go on break and see how all of us will eventually survive. But I just think in terms of fairness, that NLC should face issues that affect them, which is, of course, workers' welfare and from the employer point of view. And as long as they are not earning money from telcos, I don't think it's their business to determine how telcos should set their price. And that is really stepping overboard. And I think that we should respect boundaries and do things the way they are. Yes, these people are operating in the same environment. As workers are complaining about hardship in the environment, businesses too are complaining. And I think that we just have to draw the balance so that we don't kill the goose that is laying the golden egg.
Okay, this is where we'll draw the curtain on to this edition of The Front Burners. The conversation continues. You can leave a comment when you go to our YouTube page. Just leave a comment, the hashtag Front Burners, or you could try Facebook, Instagram, X. The handle is Soup News. So just leave us a comment. Tomorrow will be another time for us to bring to you the show. It's going to be a special one because I guess you know why. Love is in the air. We're looking at Valentine's Day. How is the gift industry doing? How many persons have shopped for gift for their Valentine? Let's talk about that tomorrow as we also look at other developmental issues that concerns Africa and the rest part of the globe. I am Blessing AJ from Dr. Dawson Samanze.
I hope I will get a gift from Valentine tomorrow.
Well, maybe tomorrow you can tell us if you bought a bouquet of flower. Do you know how much it is right now?
I also need the flower. I need some plenty of gifts, and I think it should not be one-sided. Yeah, it's here, the front burner. We unpack issues. We're live. We're unfettered. We tell the issues the way they are, and hopefully tomorrow we will be here to share light and unpack news that are trending in the space.
Priya Krumale.
Yes, I'm from Oyin Priya Krumale. See you tomorrow. I've been told to put on red. Maybe I won't, but you already know it's going to be painted red all over. So do have yourself a splendid day.
All right, see you tomorrow.